You know, guys, it's been about 4 months or more that I've been doing these. And my original motivation, what motivated me to go out and buy this little camera and hook up and start doing this stuff was my original cancer diagnosis. And I wanted to see just how honest and straightforward I could be in this medium. Uh, which is interesting for me because there are a few people that our viewers here who know me personally and are quite aware that I'm really extremely private and rather reserved type person and don't really go around telling everybody everything, but here I am just doing that. And so far it's been pretty easy. It's been a nice journey, you know, meet nice people, news is usually good, stuff like that. Well, the last news that came back from the biopsy from my last surgery, and the news isn't that good. Not only are the tumors back, but they are the referred to as high-grade tumors. And they're going to take one more chance at chemotherapy, and if that doesn't work, they're going to remove my bladder. I really don't know how I'm reacting to this. I have, of course, I spent a little bit of time feeling sorry for myself, but that gets boring really, really quick. And, you know, there are two ways of dealing with these things. Oh, I shouldn't do that and try and stop and get into a struggle with it, or just get bored with it, let it go away, which is tend to be what I do. Um, I find certain level of being to be not interesting, and self-pity is certainly that part of it, but it's, still coming from a deep place. And I certainly don't want to lose my bladder, much less I really enjoy living, so I want to do that as much as possible. It's a whole mix-up of things, and then, like Tuesday, this is being Saturday night, Sunday morning, uh, Tuesday I show up for my neck surgery where they are going in. Now, they have decided to withhold the chemo treatments, the chemical treatments, or whatever they are, for a month because they want me to heal up from the neck surgery, and the neck surgery is deemed more important than the chemo treatments because of the pressure on my spinal cord in that area of my neck. If it gets much worse, could interfere with my ability to breathe. And God almighty, I mean, it sounds so, and I don't like poignancy. It's really, really getting to be melodramatic. I mean, throw in my bad heart, diabetes. It's just, oh, God, 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 God. Uh, I know, okay, I give up, it's yours, whatever. Any case, that's what's happening. I have friends in the medical world, and of course I talk to them and get their advice and things. And two of my friends are nurses, and one says, forget the chemo treatments, have your bladder yanked immediately. They should have already done it. There's a cheerful thought. And the other one is saying, why only 2 levels of chemo treatments? I know people have done 5 and had no problems. When I asked the doctor why only 2 treatments, he said statistically there's a greater chance of the cancer escaping the bladder after 2 treatments than just removing the bladder entirely. So, whatever, it makes sense probably at some level or another. And here I am, late Saturday night, Sunday morning. Really don't have that much to say. Last time we talked seriously, we talked about diversions, and boy, am I living some right now. Once again, though, I do want to thank the people who've been giving me their vocal support. We're all looking for a happy ending, but let's face it, we may not get one. That's really not important when you think about it. And that's probably why the self-pity thing bores me to pieces, because it's, all that really is important is right here and now, And I know that there's a whole universal conspiracy to distract me away from that. As to why it does that, I don't know, but everything I see is trying to distract me out of the present into a future past relationship. In Tibet, they actually call this the dance of the dakinis, the dance of the seduction and rejection, that the dakinis are female deities that entice you into situations and then reject you from them. And that, you can kind of see the bikini dance in the thing. Oh yeah, like your operation went well. Oh, by the way, the tumor is horrible. It has that sort of aspect to it. And what's kind of interesting is that the way people react. I mean, seeing the bikini dance is normal. I mean, most everybody does. They see that there's, this kind of a thing going on. But a lot of people, well, I know I'm not going to let them entice me into this situation because I know I'm going to get rejected from it. And so they freeze. They won't dance. They freeze. And I will not be enticed. I will not. So I won't have to experience the pleasure of rejection. I will not be tempted. I will, but a more rational approach seems to be to dance with it. That is, the dakinis are dancing. This dance of come hither, go away. Come hither, go away. And the more skill that we can develop over the years, I guess, I got a few of those. I don't know how much skill I've developed, but because I'm pretty clumsy. But in any case, theoretically speaking, that the more skill we develop into dancing with the dakinis, the more harmonious we are with our environment, and the better our lives are in the present. And it's just a way of thinking or of doing things. It's like seeing reality in glimpses sometimes. There's a story about, I guess it's a Tibetan, maybe an Indian story. I think it's probably an Indian story, an old Hindu story, because it involves a giant cobra. And you have a pilgrim out wandering in the wilderness in the middle of a lightning storm, and he sees a deserted cabin. And he takes refuge in the cabin. And when the lightning bolts, which is the only source of light, lights up the window in the room, he sees in a corner a curled up cobra snake. And he's scared to death. And he just sits there, not daring to move. And the lightning would come again, and he would see it again. And there were just the two of them in this one-room shack sort of thing in the middle of the lightning storm. he on one side and the coiled snake on the other. And then there was a gigantic clap of lightning, which lasted enough seconds so that the guy realized that it wasn't a snake, it was a coil of rope. And even though the darkness continued, he was never scared again. The snake had disappeared. And I think this is how it is with us. We get flashes of clear insight that is enough that even when we kind of fall back into our own neurotic pattern, we don't get scared again, you know, because we see that it's not a snake. And that's sort of where I am with this. I have a nostalgia for life. God, I wish I were 30. But I'm not grasping because I'm not scared very much. I'll see you later, guys. Hey, be kind to yourselves and each other. I'll stay with you. Take care.